What is good, BookTube? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Theo, Rekindled Reader. Thanks for hanging out with me again today. Happy weekend. It's probably the weekend by the time you're watching this. Just a quick reader report update, let you know what I'm reading, what I just finished, what I have on the horizon, any collabs on the channel, what's going on, couple updates from me personally, and that's kind of it. As usual, I will use the timestamps down below so you can fast forward to the sections that interest you, but let's go ahead and get into it. That's actually a non-alcoholic beer. My wife doesn't drink. I don't drink all that much. I'm trying to go to the gym a little bit more often, trying to do jujitsu more often. I don't drink all that much as is. We happen to buy these just to try them. They're actually not too bad. Not much to update you on personal stuff. I'm getting tattooed a little bit more this weekend. I have a sleeve, a Greek mythology sort of sleeve, working on that this weekend. Possibly next weekend. Trying to go to the gym. Like I said, I'm doing a lot more jujitsu, which I'm really enjoying. That's about it. Let's go ahead and just talk about the books. I have been really enjoying the books that I've been reading. I just finished Andy Peloquin's Darkblade Assassin, book 1 in the Darkblade series. I would call this dark assassin fantasy. It definitely gets epic in scope, I think, as the series progresses. There's a lot of lore and history and very interesting characters. It's a really good story. I really enjoyed it. I had a couple minor criticisms that I'll probably put in a review, but I gave it 4 out of 5 stars. I had a really good time, and I think for a first book in a series, it set everything up beautifully. I was enthralled. I listened to 50% audiobook, 50% physical, and the audiobook is narrated by John Lee, who is exceptional. He did such a good job, especially narrating the Hunter of Varamis, who is your main character that you're following. I don't know if I should spoil too much about this. I'll talk a little bit more about this when I do a proper wrap up, but yes, it is basically following the Hunter of Varamis, and he learns a little bit more about himself. It's kind of a cool setup where he gets flashbacks of his past. He's working as an assassin. This book, I should just mention right now, if you like Joe Abercrombie, if you like The Lies of Locke Lamora for some of that atmospheric stuff, some of that ancient mysterious magic left over from a civilization long ago, if you like the grittiness, if you like Assassin's Creed video games, running on roofs, killing people, using a bunch of different, disguises or different techniques and weapons. If you love combat, if you like John Wick and action movies and really quick, fast-paced action, very quick plot, good plot. I had a good time with it. I was very intrigued the whole way. There's a lot of lore and a lot of things that I want to explore with this one. Very curious. I have a lot of questions. And yeah, if you like all that stuff, it is very reminiscent. The writing is exceptional. I was so impressed with the writing on this one. Andy nailed it. He's a really good writer. And like I said, if you like Joe Abercrombie, I think this will scratch some of that itch for you. It slowed down a little bit for me in the middle section because there was a lot of, I wouldn't say exposition, but there was a lot of things to go over and unravel and discuss. And you as the reader are sort of learning everything along with the main character and stuff. And for me, the middle got a little bit slow for me, and then it picked up, and from the middle onto the climax was a hell of a ride. So I really like this one. Again, I'll talk more about this in depth in a wrap up, but I had a good time. Right now, along with my wife, we are reading on the recommendation of a couple people. I've been seeing this book floating around on BookTube a little bit lately, is Mystic River by Dennis Lehane. This is a kind of a murder mystery really at its core, and it follows these 3 men who were friends long ago in childhood, and something happened to one of them. And you might have seen the movie. Actually, I never have, but you might have seen the movie. Something happened to one of them, and it affects all of them in ways that they don't really understand or really don't even know till they get older. When they get older, they cross paths in a funny way in each other's lives, and I won't say more than that. It is absolutely compelling and just riveting. Like, I cannot stop reading this book. I can't put it down. I'm reading it really quickly. I read it alongside some of the other books I've been chipping away at, including the last half of Darkblade Assassin. And I cannot put the book down. I'm about 2-3/4 of the way through. I'll probably finish it. It may be done by the time you watch this. If not, it'll be done in the next day or so probably. And my wife is having an absolute blast with it as well. Really good book, really good writing, excellent mystery. compelling characters, very traumatic events that happen. And it's very, I want to say, expertly crafted. Like, it's a very well thought out, well put together, well written book. I'm just really enjoying that one. And it's nice to read something with my wife that we can then discuss. I don't actually know what I'm going to pick up next, but I'm leaning on either doing another short story from Stephen King's The Skeleton Crew sort of collection from back in the day. I read The Monkey from this one when we went to go see the movie. I also read The Mist. This was about 175 pages, really short, quite scary, gripping, tense, suspenseful horror, really well done. People said I should watch the movie because while I liked the ending in this short story or book, the movie does things a little bit differently, and some people even like it better. I don't even remember watching it. If I did, it was a long time ago. All I have are vivid memories of being in like the grocery store, like those scenes, but I'm not really sure. I don't remember the ending. I don't really remember the characters or who's in it. So that would be kind of fun to check the movie out and see how that compares. But that was a really fun one. And I think the next book I'm going to maybe pick up is going to be George R.R. Martin's The Knight of the Seven Kingdoms. I'm pretty much decided that. In fact, I'll probably start reading that today. I've been itching for some George R.R. Martin, so I think this is what I'm going to fit in because I'm going to read Dance with Dragons at some point soon, but I kind of want to read something a little shorter to fit within the month. We only got about less than 2 weeks left now, so I'll probably fit this one in instead. I've heard a lot of buzz about this one, and these are really fun stories from what I've heard from people. On that note, if I'm trying to fit in some really short stuff, I got these 2 short story collections by Ted Chiang, Exhalation and Stories of Your Life and Others. I've heard amazing things about these short story collections, particularly Exhalation, and that might be a good segue into some collab stuff because recently I was on my buddy RJ's channel who was doing Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. It's pre-recorded and it'll be out on his channel soon, so I'll make sure to let you guys know where to find that. We had such a good time. Spoiler alert, I did not win, but I was on that episode with Read by Kyle and Jake Bishop, and they both recommended quite highly, as it came up organically in the context of the game, Ted Chiang, and they recommended that I pick these up. So I bought them literally not while we were on the stream because I didn't have my phone because I'm not a cheater, but right after, as we wrapped up, I said, hey guys, I just bought these. So I'm excited to try them out. If I need to fit in anything else shorter within that month, I'll probably grab one of these. On the topic of collabs, I also submitted a video for my recommendation for really good short standalone fantasy books, and I won't spoil it here, but it's going to be a collab on someone else's channel, much bigger channel than mine. I'll let you guys know where to find that when it comes out. It'll probably come out later this month, if not beginning of April, probably. That'll be kind of fun. I always like being part of collabs like that, and I'm going to probably do one of my own and see if I can get a couple other booktubers to help me out and compile something really fun for you guys too. I did do on the channel my Red Rising trilogy review. A lot of people have been recommending that one to me forever, and I loved it. I loved it so much. I did a full review for the entire trilogy. I talk about each book on its own. It's non-spoiler, just chatting about how much I loved it. And by the end of that trilogy, I had such an absolute blast. Loved it way more than I thought I would, to be honest. So that was on the channel, but not much other than that. A couple, shorter videos, another update, a TBR, that kind of stuff. I do have some other videos in the works. I have some interesting ones, and then I also have a little book haul coming. So keep your eye out on that, and maybe subscribe now if you haven't, so you can get notified when I post this stuff. And then something that you guys might be kind of interested to know, and if you're watching this long, I appreciate it because I probably should have talked about this earlier when I was talking about my books, but I've been feeling this really weird itch to try Malazan, and I don't know where this came from. I have never tried Malazan, and I don't even own the books. Well, I do now. That's why I'm telling you guys. I literally don't know why, but I have been watching videos about like non-spoiler reviews, starting with Gardens of the Moon. I've been watching videos on like tips on how to read it, beginner's guides on Malazan, the story of like how it was written and the story of like the author and all that stuff. I don't know what got me interested in this, but I've been feeling this, I've been compelled to just pick it up at some point. I just bought all of the ebooks. I bought the package, like the combination of all 10 ebooks for that proper Malazan Book of the Fallen series. And you guys may see me start that one sooner than later. And I don't want to do a read along because I'm afraid that I might bail on it or something, but I might just read Gardens of the Moon in the background quietly or something, and then just let you guys know that I read it and tell you guys my thoughts. I'm terrified that I'm not going to like it, but I have a feeling that I might, because I have tempered my expectations on Malazan, and I don't know how this conversation took a Malazan turn, but there you go. I know what it does and what it doesn't do, and the expectations and what you need to understand going in, and to sort of allow yourself to just roll with it. And you know, the books bounce from place to place and they don't necessarily tie into each other for a while in the series. And so I'm prepared for all that kind of stuff. Those are the types of videos I've been watching. So just wanted to throw that out there. For some reason, I decided to buy the Malazan books the other day. I don't know, maybe you guys will see me read them sooner than later. That's kind of all I got. I'm trying to think of if I have any other updates for you guys. Other than that, things are pretty chill. I'm enjoying all my reading. I'm mood reading a little bit. I'm bouncing around genres and books, lengths, as I mentioned, having a really, really fun time. I'm really enjoying my books. Can't wait to talk to you guys later on, beginning of next month, to wrap up what I've read throughout the rest of this month. That was the plan. We'll see if that changes. It sometimes does. But I hope you guys are having a good time too. Hope you're enjoying your reading. Let me know in the comments what you're reading. If you've read any of the stuff that I am, if you want to talk about any of that stuff. I'm in a few Discords, so I'll see you guys around. But other than that, I can see you in the comments. I appreciate the support. Thanks for subscribing. If you haven't already, go ahead and do that. It would help out a lot. And I'll see you guys soon on the next video. That's about it.